And Australia is moving to reshape the relationship between global tech platforms and the news industry. It has proposed a new levy on companies such as Meta, Google and TikTok to fund journalism. The draft legislation introduces a news bargaining incentive. That's what they're calling it. And this is designed to push digital platforms into commercial agreements with publishers or face a 2.25% tax on their Australian revenue. Well, the proposal, it marks a significant evolution of Australia's earlier news media bargaining code, which had forced platforms to negotiate payments for news content. While that system initially led to lucrative deals for publishers, many agreements have since lapsed, with some platforms reducing or removing news content altogether. The new approach attempts to close that gap by creating a financial penalty for non-participation. Experts say that effectively ensures a steady funding mechanism for journalism. Now, at a broader level, this move reflects a global regulatory shift. Governments are increasingly challenging the dominance of large tech platforms in the digital advertising market, where they capture the majority of revenue, while news organizations struggle to sustain operations. By tying platform revenues to newsroom funding, Australia is signaling a willingness to intervene more aggressively in market dynamics to preserve public interest journalism. If implemented, the policy could set a precedent for other countries grappling with similar challenges. Policymakers in regions such as Europe and Canada have already explored or introduced comparable frameworks. But Australia's model goes a step further by formalizing a tax structure tied directly to news production. Now, this raises the stakes for global tech firms, which may face a patchwork of national regulations requiring them to share revenue with local media industries. Platforms such as Meta argue that mandatory payments distort market incentives and could lead to reduced visibility for news content, as seen in previous disputes. There is also concern that tying journalism funding to government-administered systems could create long-term dependency, raising questions about editorial independence. So for media companies, the implications are substantial. A predictable revenue stream linked to employment levels could stabilize newsroom finances. It could even encourage hiring and even support investigative reporting. Smaller publishers, in particular, they stand to benefit the most if funds are distributed based on journalist headcount. Ultimately, Australia's proposal is not just about taxation. It is part of a broader effort to redefine how journalism is funded in this new digital age.